We're live. I got my toes out.
The dogs are out.
The dogs are out at 66 degrees today. Running around my shirt off.
It feels like it's 90 in here.
Yeah,
I'm cooked.
Yeah, it's cooking. It's cooking, but that means the summer's coming. Spring is coming.
Spring's coming. Yeah.
Spring's
here. Spring is here.
Puxatony Phil saw a shadow.
Wait, what?
Puxatony Phil.
Oh,
you know
the groundhog?
Yeah, you saw a shadow. It means winter.
What does that mean? Winter's short?
Yeah. If he sees a shadow, if he
I
doesn't
forget.
see
I
a
don't remember
shadow,
this.
the winter's longer. If he sees a his shadow, winter's longer. If he doesn't see a shadow, spring is here.
Spring is here. So winter's longer.
No. So
spring
didn't
is
see a
here.
shadow.
Oh, so spring is here. All
Spring
right.
is here.
Spring is here. Well, that's
Yeah.
probably why it's nice out this week.
Yeah. Thanks, Puxatony Phil.
Dude, I was hosting an open house this last weekend for one of my listings, and you know how we had swell in the water because it was blowing hard east all night, and I walk up and the sign in the front yard's just gone. I was like, I thought somebody stole it. I walk up and I was like, dude, no way. I just bought this sign. It was like $250. It was a steel cut sign that I pushed them to make for me a week early because, you know, it was taking them quite a while and I had to get it up on the list. Like, we went live on Tuesday. I didn't get the sign up until Thursday, Friday. So I was pushing them to get the sign done, and then I walk and it's freaking gone the next morning. I found it, though. Somebody like put it, I guess it blew down the block, and somebody set it up nice and neat on the staircase. So I was like, all right, my sign's there. That was the funny story of the week for me. That's all I got.
That would be clips if you lost a $250 sign.
Dude, I started shooting the video and I was like, somebody stole my sign. And it's just gone. It's just this white pole.
Gone with the wind.
Yeah, I was like, how am I going to host an open house if the for sale sign's gone?
So when you host an open house, was that scary for you the first time?
The first time, it was a little intimidating because I've already done a bunch of private showings, so I've worked with clients by the time I hosted my first open house. The first time I did it, too, I shadowed a partner of mine. I wouldn't say I was very scared, though. I was definitely, I was 18. I was young. I just got my license. I was probably 2 months in, and it wasn't very intimidating, though. The only thing that is intimidating about it is just not knowing the answer to certain questions when you probably should. And that's, when you're just starting out in the industry, you're not very experienced, so you don't know the answer to every question right away. So that was probably the only fear I had. But I wouldn't say I was very intimidated or anything like that. But my first private showing, though, I met with this client. I actually sold her a house. My first ever showing, though, I met with this client at a house. I didn't even know how to open the lockbox. I was trying to scan and open the lockbox to get us access to the home, and she was right next to me the whole time. It took me like 4 or 5 minutes. I couldn't get it done, and I said, hey, go check out the backyard real quick. Having problems with the lockbox. We'll be in a couple of minutes. So she walked around to the backyard. I called customer support, got it working. But that was my first ever showing, dude. I was standing out in the front of the house. The door was locked. I couldn't get us in for probably 15 minutes. My heart was racing. I was sweating. And I sold her a house 5 months later.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my first ever appointment.
Quick
I ended
comeback.
up selling that woman a house. Yeah, can't believe it.
That is very cool. So since then, how many different deals and transactions have you done? In
terms of volume, I believe I'm over 15 now.
Okay.
Right now I have five pending. So we really took off since New Year's. I've 6 or 7 in the pipeline for 2024. So we've closed on 1, we closed on 2, and I have 5 pending, ready to close soon. But yeah, that was so far we have I need to I'm losing track because it's going so fast. But we're at 5 written and closed. No, 7 written and closed, 5 in writing currently. Mm-hmm. So in writing means that there's some kind of contract or agreement between a buyer and a seller, and it's just, there's different steps that still have to be taken until it hits the closing table. But when we see written and closed mean the deal's done, the buyer and seller transacted, and the commission's been paid out. That's a closed transaction. If it's in writing, that means that we have an agreement between a buyer and a seller that the property sale is happening. However, there's other contingencies such as inspections, appraisals, that, mortgage commitment that still have to be completed before that deal's done. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So what got me thinking, though, is that you said you've had 5 to 6 transactions, you said? Or
this year.
Pending so far this year.
Yep.
What flipped for you since last year into this year? Was it a mindset thing? Was it a you put the work in for 2 years thing? A combination of both? I want to hear it from you.
Yeah, it's a combination of putting in the work, having the experience to increase your conversion when working with buyers and sellers. In order to increase in your conversion, that is based on your experience and your skill sets, your ability to, provide what the consumer needs. And if they're a buyer, what that consumer needs is a house that checks all the boxes and an offer that is presented to be accepted in this very low inventory competitive market we have. In the seller side, that service is maximizing the listings exposure online in front of the right target audience and negotiating offers to get the price, terms, and conditions that your seller is looking for. So what's really taken off since the holiday season, it is a combination of work and that experience that I've built over the last 2 years. But in terms of the work, it's building out what's really allowed me to take off since New Year's is, for me, has been building the personal brand. So over time, I've just been building credibility through the videos I've been posting online. And then at the same time, it's building a pipeline of business, a funnel of business. And that's been through the process of outbound prospecting, cold calling, door knocking, hosting open houses, marketing material. And over time, people don't move during the holiday season. Nobody wants to move during Christmas, New Year's. A lot of people move, especially when kids are in the school system. Kids are in school. A lot of people don't want to move until June. So what we tend to have every single year is this dead period between October, November, December, and then the volume of sales really picks up again coming January, February. So what you have to do as a realtor is during those slow months, a lot of real estate agents, they just leave. They go on vacation, they leave, etc. Well, this is an opportunity, October, November, December, for a new agent or a younger agent like me to get my foot in the door with possible buyers and sellers who are going to be transacting that spring. And the work that has to be put in is prospecting, getting your foot in front of all these possible clients who are going to be transacting this spring. And from October, November, December, all the way up until the spring, you're following up with these people, you're providing value, you're creating inventory for buyers, you're sharing marketing material and your past successes to sellers so that when they're ready to sell, when they're ready to move, you're going to have the opportunity to get interviewed by that possible client.
So what's been most effective for you? I know you're talking about different ways, reaching out to people, cold calling, marketing, Instagram, whatnot. What's been the best thing for you so far? What have you seen the most, not only return from, but the most positive change in your business from?
Yeah. So the most successful form of prospecting for business.
Yeah.
So there's multiple different kinds as a real estate agent. You have to look at, what's your ideal client? So my ideal client is somebody who is going to be buying or selling real estate. So the amount of business I do is directly proportional to the number of conversations I'm having with people about buying and selling homes. Well, who's thinking about buying or selling homes? There's different lead sources that we'll reach out to. So if I will cold call expired listings, these are properties that were listed with another agent that were on the market, popped off for some reason they didn't sell. These are for sale by owners. A lot of times people are weary of paying real estate commissions, so they try to sell the home on their own. They tend to list their property on Zillow. If that person doesn't successfully sell their home, they normally came across a bunch of pain points, that of which my job is to reach out to that person and present myself as an alternative option to get the property sold without experiencing the pain points that they're experiencing. So for me, I've had a lot of success with expired listings. So listing properties so working with sellers who previously had their home on the market and it didn't sell. I've had a lot of success building a brand on Instagram. So just posting about what I do, what I'm building. I'm a real estate agent. I work in the industry. I'm a full-time professional. And I also have hobbies and a life, and I make my Instagram personable. And that's been a source of lead generation in a sense that, every time I make a video, 1,000+ people see it, which means 1,000+ people know that I'm in the real estate industry, so that if any point in time one of those 1,000+ people is thinking about buying or selling a home, my name is the first name that comes to their mind. Therefore, I'm the first person they reach out to when they need any help regarding real estate. And that's been going the furthest for me, has been branding on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, and I also think that the whole idea of personal branding, especially for you, for me, is like people want to do business with people they know, people they trust, somebody that is like them. And when you can be yourself and be authentic on Instagram and just be true, exactly who you are. You post videos of you surfing and snowboarding and making whatever videos you're doing on the beach and you going on your runs and whatnot. That's just you. That's Ethan. So people fall in love with that personal brand, exactly who you are, and it makes them that much more likely to do business with you.
Yeah, and it's huge for two reasons. One, everyone knows, rule number one, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And the second thing in terms of branding and marketing, especially on Instagram, I'm a real estate agent, which means I help people relocate. I help people make their first home purchase. I'm not just selling a property. I'm also selling a lifestyle. So I grew up here in the Bayhead, Point Pleasant Beach, Point Pleasant Borough area. If you follow my Instagram, I'm not just putting the fact that I sell real estate. I am selling a lifestyle. I'm presenting, I grew up here. I live here. These are my hobbies. This is what I do for fun. If you want to buy a home, if you want to purchase your first home, raise a family, this is what your life could look like. Mm-hmm. And not just selling the house on that deal, but also selling a lifestyle online that you can live is what I think is really authentic about the brand that I've built and separates me from every other real estate agent in the industry, which is why somebody might be more inclined to work with me as a real estate agent, even though I'm only 21.
Well, you grew up in the area that you're selling homes in, and you're a young kid, you're successful already, and people see that. A parent sees that when they want to work with you. And you say, look who I am, look what I do, look how successful I am already. And you're putting yourself right in the area where I did this. And that's a selling point in itself for you, where it's like, look how good I turned out. Look, I live with my parents on this street in Bayhead right here. And you can market that to people. Like, people, if I'm a parent, I like to see that. If you come up to me and try and sell me a house and I have 2 kids looking to relocate and send them to school somewhere, you can go, I went to Point Beach and I know all these people and I've built all these wonderful relationships and created this successful business all in this beautiful area of Bayhead and Point Pleasant.
Yeah. And I have a really good ability to show what the town has to offer, not just what that one home has to offer. And a lot of that is also shown through my social media because I put that stuff out there. My hobbies, I fish, I surf, I swim, I work out, I run, I play pickleball, I've been doing jiu-jitsu. There's all these things, there's certain restaurants I enjoy. I love certain, coffee shops, DV Tree, Rook. Like, I'm showing all of the highlights of the entire town that, which if you're looking to move, you'd want to work with somebody who knows the area very well.
You make the most of where you live. You do everything that I do. This area has to offer.
Everything this area has to offer. Yep. And and a lot of people that move here probably, they're trying to figure out, what does this town have to offer? Just look at my Instagram.
Literally.
And that's been huge for my business. It's a form of nurturing potential clients without even having to directly call people or door knock. How long would it take me to knock 1,000 doors? A very long time. I could post a video that takes me 20 minutes to put together, and it'll get 1,000 views. And that's 1,000 people who know I live in the Point Pleasant area. They know I'm a real estate agent. They know if they're looking to buy or sell a home, they can reach out to me and I can make it happen. And that's the ultimate goal. That's marketing. Marketing, baby.
And it is weird too how the amount of effort that goes into the content that you're creating doesn't equal the amount of views that you're going to get. You could go in and spend 2 hours making a video and writing a script and all this and get 400 views. But you film a real, true, authentic video that's 10 seconds long and you just talking to the camera with a good hook to it, and you're going to have 20,000. Like a video you surfing. It's got, what, probably almost 30,000 views?
That took me, I was like, oh, I need to post something today. And I just put it together in 3 minutes, and it got 27,000 views. It's just a clip of me walking on the beach and there's big waves in the background. But it works.
And it's silly. It's like how do we keep grabbing people's attention? Like me as a video creator, that's something I'm always thinking about. It's like, how do I capture somebody's attention and not only capture their attention, but retain their attention? Have them watch my whole video. Have them not only watch my video, but then want to go on my profile and watch more and click follow and see everything that I do.
Yeah, because it's about the watch retention rate and then also their engagement. Mm-hmm. Are they sharing the post? Are they commenting on it? Are they clicking on your profile? Are they taking a look? It is all about capturing people's attention. Attention is the number one asset. Gary Vee says this all the time. I guess for you, what would you say has been, because I mean you've been really successful with your own business that you've started building over the last couple of months. How have you been managing to grab the attention of these business owners to obtain retainer clients and help small businesses not just build an online presence, but hire you in order to do so?
I think it's offering a new perspective to the businesses. When I go to a business and I show them, look at my Instagram, a lot of times people are shocked. I don't have the most Instagram followers. I get, I don't know, almost 1,700 followers. But I show businesses my Instagram. I'm like, look, just take a scroll, and it's like thousands and thousands of views on every post. And it's just, I think that they understand that I know what I'm doing, and I can offer that expertise to them, because when I work with businesses, it's not just, I'm going to come in and make you videos and that's that. I mean, there's certain clients that just want videos. They don't want anything else. But I offer strategy along with it. I'm going to make you these videos and I'm going to guide you how to have them reach the most people. And I think that's what appeals to people. When I say, look, like, we're going to go through and we're going to find the audio that's trending. We're going to create captions that are going to capture people's attention. We're going to build you an identity on Instagram. And I'm going to work with you to create a brand image that people resonate with, love, and trust. I'm going to create a brand image that people know, like, and trust so that they'll want to buy from you. And I think that's what appeals to people the most.
That's very well said, because I can agree, especially in my own business and my own journey with posting on social media. I think that most people struggle with the creative work. It's the creative work. It's the idea of how can we capture the viewer's attention? Like, how can we come up with a thumb stopper where they're scrolling through Instagram and they see my video and then they stop and then they retain and watch the full video? How can you capture their attention but also, push the brand you're looking to push? Or, it's a substitute of, it's a multivariable equation, but I think that most businesses struggle with the creative work, and it's the thinking that they don't want to do, that they want to outsource, and people will pay a lot of money for that, I think. Mm-hmm. And I think that's ultimately what you're presenting in such a good form to these small businesses, is that you are their creative marketing person, where they have this great product or they have this awesome service, but they don't have a creative way to build that brand or reputation online where people will know, like, and trust the brand.
Yeah, because ideally, I don't want to be seen as the videographer. I don't want to go into businesses and be like, oh, the videographer's in today. Like, I want to be the creative director for these brands. I want to take what they want, what they think about their business, what they believe about their business, what they value about their business, and take it and create content that's going to reach people based on that. Yeah. And that's the idea, is how do I take what's in your mind and create media content that people are going to consume and is going to elevate your brand. That's going to get you more sales. That's going to get you more followers. That's going to get you more engagement. And ultimately, that's what I'm striving to do. Not just make videos, because making videos is limited. I could go make videos every day, but it's the efficiency of those videos and the reach of those videos that matters. And that's what you have to think about, because you can have a great camera and take great videos. There's a lot of people that have cameras and take great videos, but they don't know how to take those videos and push them out to the world and allow everybody to see them. And that's kind of the idea.
If, depending on the business, what is your system or approach when it comes down to meeting with a business owner and game planning what kind of content you're going to create for them and executing on that? What does that process look like?
So, for example, like I'm working with a pizza place right now, and what they want is they just want videos, right? And I post to them. I show them another Instagram from a Mexican place, taco place, and I'm like, look, like these guys, just a little smile, a little talking, create a personality that's associated with your brand, and you'll have a lot more people resonate with it rather than just showing a cheesesteak and showing a pizza pie. If you throw a little smile, if you throw a little personality in there, people are going to resonate. So something that I do before I go into these meetings, which is a little bit off from that, but I look at their Instagram and I say, what could these people use, right? Like I look at their views, I look at their engagement, and I'm like, okay, like I get to understand how many followers they have, based on that, how many people are interacting with their posts. And I say, all right, what can I do to elevate this? If I had 3 months to work with this brand, what would I do in those 3 months to ensure that they're going to reach more people, do more sales? And I meet with them. I don't have any numbers in my head. I don't even necessarily really have a plan of action in my head. But I go in there with a lot of questions for them. And I just sit there and I ask them questions. And I say, what are your goals? So if you're sitting down with me today, like, what do you want video? What do you foresee video doing for your business? Has Instagram and your video content been up to your par for your business? Has it helped you? Have you seen people come into the store? And we talked about it in the last podcast. Asking people good questions when you're talking to them, and that's the best thing that you can do in any interview. Half the time, I don't even talk numbers the first time I sit down with people. It's just, let me understand your business, and then let's go from there.
Yeah, understand the business and the end goal, and how can we help you accomplish that is really what it comes down to. Even for real estate, I mean, I think that's sales all around, is you're identifying pain points and problems, and you're presenting a solution. And if that solution, if you can make it not coordinate, if you can explain how you're going to get a client to that end goal, and they see step by step that you are the go-to person to accomplish that goal and eliminate the pain points they're experiencing, then they're going to hire you, whether it's doing creative video work to build an online presence, or if it's getting a home sold, or if it's relocating into a new town. I mean, across all industries, that's what sales really comes down to. And it's such a vital skill, even just a life skill, because at the end of the day, every little thing, every little conversation is like a little negotiation. You know, you're constantly transacting. You're transacting ideas. You're transacting money. You're transacting things. You're transacting every second of every day. Mm-hmm. And that's why mastering sales is so important, not just to make money and have a living. It's also a very important life skill, because you're going to be transacting every day of your life with every person that you interact with.
Yeah. You got me thinking. You took the words out of my mouth with the negotiation. So I read this book, Never Split the Difference, by Chris Voss. It's a book about negotiation. He's an FBI negotiator. And he talks about just that, about how every conversation that you have, every relationship that you have is built on negotiations, and how successful you can be in those negotiations. Whether it's with your family, with your business partners, with your children, it's with your friends, it's all negotiation. How do you find a mutual ground to get what you want and allow them to get what they want and have both parties be happy? So you were talking before about like what is the desired outcome of any relationship, right? People treat other people as a means to an end. So if I go into a business, I'm the means to their end of elevating their business, right? So I'm thinking, what's your end goal? And what's the desired outcome that you want? And my brain instantly just creates a puzzle and tries to fit myself in the middle of there. If they want to grow their business, if they want to reach more people, I fit myself in the middle of there. If you're talking to a home buyer that wants to put their house on the market and get the most possible money that they can for it, you're going, how do I fit myself in that puzzle and give them that desired outcome? So we're just puzzle pieces in the whole business. In our businesses, we're just puzzle pieces, just trying to fit ourselves into the middle of these different processes that we're entangled in.
Yeah, it's here's why I'm important. Here's why you need me. If that's and when it's funny when the clients have that light bulb moment when they're like, you say one thing that they had no idea, or they complete light bulb moment where they realize, I need Ethan. Like if I'm not gonna get to where I need to be unless I work with him. Because nothing else I've been doing has worked, and he has read the exact situation that we're in and has explained exactly what just happened and why we haven't accomplished what we're trying to accomplish yet. And like when clients have that light bulb moment, it's amazing, because then it's just like, what's next? What's next?
Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? And then that's when I can fully guide you. And they always have the best possible experience because they're taking advice from a professional who knows what it's going to take to get the job done. Yeah. And it's hard to get people to that point because you have to build trust. And all trust is setting expectations and executing on those expectations and doing that over and over and over again over a long period of time. That's all trust is. That's exactly how you build trust. Is you set an expectation for a client or a friend or a relation, and you're setting some kind of expectation. When you execute on that expectation or exceed that expectation, you've just built a little bit more trust. And then you do that again and again and again and again, and that's how you ultimately build trust with people. And it's very simple. It's not that complicated.
Yeah. That's why I love doing business. It's like you're just building relationships, solving problems. It's like I have fun.
It's fun.
I have fun every day doing what I do, and it's interesting because a lot of people don't. Like a lot of people go to some job that they don't want to be at and have coworkers that they don't necessarily like, but we've cultivated this thing where we're our own boss, where we get to do what we want when we want. When the waves are good, we surf. When there's snow on the mountain, we ski. But we really get to it when we have the time to make calls and me make my videos and you meet with clients. Like, that's what it is. It's just you got to have a good time doing what you're doing.
It's very fun and awesome, especially when you get to the point where you have the opportunity to manage your own schedule. However, at the same time, you have to be extremely, extremely risk tolerant. You have to be very tolerant to high risk. And you also have to, interrogate reality with yourself where if you're not in business, the reason why is because you're not good enough. And you have to get better. And that's the other thing where, it's very high stress because you have to get to the point where you're in production in order to be successful. And then you open up and unlock all these freedoms to guide your own schedule, go surfing when you want to go surfing, because you've outsourced all of this work to other people that allows you to do the things you want to do and also operate a successful business. But getting to that point, I do see is very difficult because when I started, I didn't get to make my own schedule. I had to work around my client's schedule. If you wanted to see a house Sunday, if you want to see a house Saturday morning at 9 a.m., I'm there. Doesn't matter. That's priority number one for me right now. Mm-hmm. So, it's amazing, and it's all, it's a whole roller coaster of growth. But when you get there, it's an amazing experience because it's, ultimately the best lifestyle I could have ever imagined is having that flexibility. Yeah. But, it's not, when you're owning a business, it's not like that always. No. But it's.
No, I feel it right now because I sit in front of my computer almost all hours of the day right now. Obviously, I go and shoot on location and meet with people and whatnot, but I work more than my friends are right now that have regular 9-to-5 jobs because I'm I'm in the process of building this. I'm building this business, and it's mine. It's my creation. So I'm putting all my time and all my energy into creating it and creating systems that are going to eventually allow me to have that free time. That's going to eventually allow me to travel and allow me to do the things that I love when I want. But like you said, if I have somebody texting me, a client, I want to talk about videos 10 a.m. Saturday, I got to go.
I'm there.
Exactly. You take care of your business responsibilities and everything else comes second. And at the same time, though, it's hard to split your mind between work and not work, because sometimes you find yourself answering emails when you're hanging out with your friends, or like doing work stuff when you don't want to be. You're on a mountain skiing. I'm looking at a text from a client. Like, why am I doing that? It's like you gotta figure out a balance between work and regular life at the same time.
Yeah, and it's a constant, like, I see it as like a hierarchy where you have like a hierarchy of priorities, and it's constantly changing. Where I'll get a phone call, now I have to prioritize this appointment and this client, and I have to, move all of my other to-do things, and my priority list is constantly changing, constantly moving around. There's amazing, perfect 5-foot surf. That's priority number one. Unless I get a client who needs to meet me at a house because they want to buy it. Now that's priority number one, and I'm not surfing. So it is a constant change, but that's also what makes that's what makes it so exciting and fun at the same time, is I do get the opportunity to go surfing at 10:30, whereas if I worked to a 9 to 5, I never would have been able to. But at the end of the day, it's as long as you can manage giving your customers a good experience, you can make your schedule as flexible as humanly possible, as long as you can maintain that service experience.
Yeah, it's an interesting journey going from start to finish, because still right now it's very chaotic. I'm sure it is for you as well.
Yeah, it is. What would you say is chaotic about your schedule and lifestyle right now?
Well, I have a steady structure. I wake up and I go to the gym and then make coffee and do my stuff in the morning. But at the same time that I have this set schedule, it's constantly changing. I'm adjusting things every day. Maybe I have to get up 30 minutes earlier because I have a coffee meeting at 8 a.m. and I got to go to the gym before. The waves are good today, so let me move all my meetings around so that I can go to the beach from 9 to 12 today. My lifestyle is chaotic to begin with. So when you add my own business on top of it, it's
that constant shift of priorities.
Exactly.
And I think every entrepreneur and business owner has that kind of lifestyle, that kind of schedule, because there's no way around it. You can't have a perfect structured life when you're dealing with clients who also have their own schedule and their own life and their own circumstances that you have to work around, because you're providing a service to them, and you want to make sure that service, they have a good experience with your service. And in order to do so, you really got to work around their life and their schedule.
Yeah. And it kind of puts your own priority second, whatever your priorities that you have. But at the same, half the time when I go to bed the night before, when I wake up today, I have little to nothing on my calendar for tomorrow. But somehow throughout the day today, my entire calendar tomorrow is filled up from about 9 to 6 at night. And I don't know if that's a belief thing of I'm just it'll be filled up by then, or if that's just the way it happens. But
that is how it is for me too. I'll have appointments scheduled way in advance. However, for the most part, we've looked at each other's calendars, where we'll both look at our following week and it's just mostly blank space. And then we click 1 week behind and there's just everything is fucking time blocked.
Yeah.
From 8 a.m. till 9 p.m. And we're just
yeah. Well, the time blocking helps me tremendously. Blocking my time helps me increase my productivity and efficiency by more than I thought was possible. I get so much done if I say, okay, I have an hour to do this task, and then I have a 5-minute break. I'll pick up my guitar and play. but I make sure I get that video edited in that amount of time. And I make sure that in that next hour block or 30-minute block that I call everybody I need to. And then I make sure that we do this podcast in this time. And it's when you have those little blocks of time dedicated to whatever your actionable tasks are, it ensures that you do them because you are having that commitment. You're making that commitment to getting that thing done.
And that's the one thing that separates our ability to be productive rather than the average worker, because we have to be self-accountable for our own work, meaning that we have to hold ourselves accountable to make those phone calls, to do this podcast, to edit that video, to go on that appointment, to meet with that client, to do certain trainings. We have to hold ourselves accountable to do these actions, whereas most people who have a job, it's a lot easier to do something when you're told and shown exactly what you have to do. And that's why, like I said before, a lot of people like to stay away from the creative work because thinking is not easy. Thinking and the actual doing and holding yourself self-accountable is not easy. And time blocking has been an amazing tool that has allowed me to not just hold myself accountable to do the certain action items that I need to get done. However, it also allows me to focus 100% of my mental energy towards accomplishing that task and eliminating every other priority out the door for that 30 minutes that's blocked or that hour that's blocked. And that has increased my productivity massively as well.
Yeah, like you don't have to worry about anything else. When you say, this is all I have to do right now. I don't have to worry about taking calls or emailing people. This is all I have to do. And it forces you to get locked in, get in that flow state. That's what I find. You get the same state that I get in when I'm surfing and skiing and playing guitar. I get in when I'm doing my videos or when you're on the phone with people. You get in that flow state where time just seems to slow down, where your words are more effective, where your actions are just sped up a little bit. It just, you get in that state of flow when you're doing these things and
everything's spot on.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But all right, we're at 37 minutes here.
The game of life, baby.
The game of life. I think it was a good second episode. New studio we had. Little sailboat behind us.
Yeah, this is my little front porch. Nice little spot. It's nice out.
It's like beautiful.
80. Feels like it's 80 in here.
Yo, I cursed a lot the first one. I don't think I cursed this one.
Really? I cursed once. I was debating. I was actually thinking. I was like, should I not say it?
Nah, I like it.
I don't really care. It's a
Yeah.
great emphasis tool and it catches attention. My mom doesn't like it though.
Yeah.
She doesn't like me cursing online.
No, my mom doesn't either.
Yeah, but I don't care.
The caption of my one video is like, Mom said to put soap in my mouth or whatever I said. She was like, you gotta watch your mouth. You're saying fuck too much on the internet. I'm like, sorry, Mom.
People, that's me though. Like, be real. If I'm gonna be talking to you as a friend, like that's how I'm gonna talk.
Yeah.
I use their emphasis words.
Yeah, that's how I see it as well.
More wealthy people curse. There's like a weird stat with like business owners cursing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know what the stat is. Should I look it up?
Yeah, look it up and then we'll close this thing out. See, it is. I do curse a lot. And sometimes I think I should wash my mouth out with soap. But at the same time, I like it. Like, it emphasizes what I say. My mom doesn't like it, but whatever. All right, you got the stat?
Is there a stat? I don't know if I can.
That's okay.
Well-educated people with a wide range of words at their disposal are better at producing curse words than those with less verbal fluency. This suggests a correlation between language ability and intelligence.
Why?
Well, message of the day is curse more, and you will become more successful and intelligent.
I like that. That's a way to end this. This was the Game of Life podcast. Peace out, guys. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Bob.